over, Walter White. There's a new anti-hero in town, and his name is Mario Jumpman Mario. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, where we put the O in Super Mario. Sorry, Super Mario. More like super villain, because behind those plump cheeks, that bulbous nose, and that 80s porn star mustache is a truly evil man. And let me make it clear, no, that's not a joke. This isn't a psych, fooled you guys moment like we did when we were disproving Mario's communist connections, nor is this mere speculation like when we looked at the franchise's link to staged kidnappings. No, after doing the research, I am convinced that this so-called hero of the Mushroom Kingdom is in fact a murderous, womanizing animal abuser, a cruel, misanthropic sociopath. Do I have your attention now? Get ready to have your worlds rocked, theorists, because this one is going to be a doozy that will forever change how you feel about gaming's biggest mascot. The warning signs were present from the very beginning. Donkey Kong for the arcade featured Mario's first appearance, but even in those early days, something was off. The story, as we know it, goes like this. A giant ape steals Mario's girlfriend and the heroic Italian must get her back. That's it. And it sounds good in theory, but have you ever stopped to consider why Donkey Kong steals the girl in the first place? Of course not. Raised on movies like King Kong and years of damsel in distress fairy tales, we just assume we're the good guys fighting the evil primate to save the girl. But you know what they say about assuming, don't you? It makes an ass out of you and me. Here's the truth, or rather, the rest of the story. Did you know that Mario was Donkey Kong's master? That he abused the ape, which is why DK broke free and stole away with Mario's GF to get even. Yeah, that's a factoid you don't hear Nintendo trumpeting about their red-clad cash cow. Now, you would be 100% correct in asking me, well, where does it say that Mario is DK's master? The arcade game didn't come with a story, and ports to Atari and ColecoVision give a vague Mario must save the girl plot. Other sources, like Crack.com or Wikipedia, cite the book Geektionary, which I checked out, but here at GT, we try not to rest until we have primary sources. So I dug a little deeper and found this. I give you Donkey Kong Circus from the Game & Watch Gallery, the prequel to the original Donkey Kong, where we see Jumpman's side business, where he just so happens to be running a circus show, and the star attraction, Donkey Kong. DK juggling pineapples and avoiding fireballs, all while balancing atop a barrel. Made to look like a fool, forced to burn his hands, scolded and laughed at when missing a pineapple. Clearly not the proper way for a great ape to be treated. A master willfully putting his pet into uncomfortable situations, physically injuring them with fire, laughing at and humiliating them. Mario's lucky that the Tanuki suit is the only thing that got PETA's attention. Oh, but dear theorists, we've only just begun. If we're talking Mario's predilection for animal abuse, we don't even need to troll the obscure reaches of the Game & Watch Gallery. Mario doesn't do much to hide his violent tendencies. In the wake of Donkey Kong, upset at being forced to climb girders for his girl, Mario punishes his freshly captured ape in their next game together, Donkey Kong Jr., where he tears Donkey Kong away from his son, cages him up, and then uses a whip to defend his prize. In the final screen, Mario even whips birds to do his bidding. But what's worse than his treatment of the adult Kong is his abuse of the younger ape. Think about what we're seeing here. Mario is forcing a baby monkey to cheat death in order to rescue his father. Just look at the utter distress and fear on that poor ape's young face. In the third screen, he uses a lever to actively try to electrocute DK Jr. Let me reiterate that point. Mario, this icon of gaming, paragon of heroism, tries to electrocute a baby baby monkey for rescuing his father. A father who is put in danger and humiliated in a circus show run by a red-wearing carpenter who wields a whip. This is the behavior that we have ignored and overlooked, dear gamers, and this is the information that Nintendo has been happy to silently sweep under the rug. But wait, that's not all. We're pulling all the skeletons out of the closet this time. Mario is an equal opportunity animal abuser. He also hates insects. Take for instance Wigglers, innocent, happy caterpillars that, across the Mario franchise, show absolutely zero intentions of ever hurting Mario. They have daisies on their heads, for crying out loud. And what does our hero do? He ruins their home, not once, but twice, in both Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine. Then, after trashing their homes, he proceeds to jump on them, crushing them to death. An innocent creature who did nothing wrong but get upset when his home was violated. From this perspective, Mario is no better than a child burning ants with a magnifying glass, torturing small insects just for fun. And Wigglers are only one of multiple examples. That's not even mentioning creatures like Cheep Cheeps, fish who are just swimming around peacefully, not even attacking Mario, who get targeted, burned alive by Mario's fiery vengeance. But let's cut the guy some slack. Wigglers and the rest are quote-unquote enemies in the game because, you know, Mario's supposedly the hero and stuff. What's inexcusable, though, is his mistreatment of his family and his allies. Take, for instance, the Yoshi. We learn in the beginning of Yoshi's Island that these cute dinos are responsible for saving Mario's life. To recap, a stork drops baby Mario, who, as luck would have it, lands safely on the back of a Yoshi. The rest of the game has a team of Yoshis risking their lives to reunite the baby with his kidnapped brother, then delivering the two back to their parents. A cute story, right? Heartwarming. Gets you right there. Well, fast forward to adult Mario, hopping once more atop his trusted and loyal friend to save the day, and wait, he just punched him. Look again. Mario punches the Yoshis to get them to extend their tongue. You can even see the Yoshi flinch before it happens. He is physically beating this animal to get it to do what he wants it to do. And let's not forget that Mario will drop a Yoshi into a pit without hesitation, just to get a couple extra inches out of his jump. A pit that, time and time again, has clearly been shown to result in death. Once again, we don't just see animal abuse, we see family abuse. Lest we forget, this is Yoshi, the same creature who had to deal with this and this to keep baby Mario safe. These tender-hearted dinosaurs are practically family, and what do they get? A punch and a pit. Disposable like tissues. If only they had fed that obnoxious baby to a piranha plant, the Mushroom Kingdom would be a happier and safer place. Speaking of abusing family, though, this next one, in my opinion, is Mario's worst sin, his treatment of Luigi. Now, stop for a minute and look at this guy. He's an adorable coward, an awkward wannabe hero who thinks the world of his brother. Look at the way he reacts at the end of Luigi's Mansion when he sees his brother is safe. Even though it's told mostly through gestures and goofy sounds, his joy is moving. Without doubt, Luigi is one of the sweetest, most genuine characters in gaming. In Paper Mario, you can read his secret diary, which goes on and on for pages about how much he admires Mario, how much he wishes he could go on these adventures, how he's asked over and over to be included on the next big quest. And what we read is that Mario has crushed those dreams, crushed them like the thousands of Goombas he's crushed under his fat Italian weight, denying his brother any chance of fulfilling his dreams, of living a happy life. But it gets worse than sheer neglect. Look at the ending of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Luigi flies in, offers Mario and Peach room in his balloon, and then they just fly off without him. They don't acknowledge his existence, they don't thank him, they don't invite him to fly with them, they just flat out ignore him. He is less than the Koopa remnant on the bottom of Mario's shoes. Luigi doesn't get any thanks at the end of Mario is Missing either. After Luigi's completed this quest, Mario just strolls out and stands there. Stands there, no thank you, no nothing, just staring at his brother like, I hope you liked the lamest adventure in our franchise, bro, cause that's the most you're ever going to get. But what's disgusting, and I mean disgusting, is Mario's behavior at the end of Mario Power Tennis. Yeah, we're pulling out the real obscure games to get to the heart of this jacket. Does it sound like I'm fired up? Yeah, cause I'm fired up. I am angry that I have been deceived by this sleazeball plumber for decades. That I have called him a hero, that I have been his fanboy. Here's why. In Mario Power Tennis, if Luigi wins, this is what happens. He celebrates. For once, this perpetual player 2, this second fiddle gets his chance in the spotlight. People are cheering for him. A stadium full of people are celebrating Luigi. He's holding a trophy, and what does Mario do? The brother who Luigi would love the approval of more than anything else, what does he do? Walks up to him, applauding, laughing, slaps him on the back, and then grinds his shoe into his brother's foot, stands there, and grinds it in. And still smiling, still laughing. He's so unfeeling, so bereft of love or affection for anything or anyone, even his own brother. He's unwilling to let Luigi have even this smallest of victory in a game that no one cares about. And look at Luigi. His moment of glory is ruined. A brother he thought would be proud of him in this moment of victory instead trashes upon it. It flies completely against everything Luigi has ever associated with his brother, and the look on his face proves it. He's confused, he's bewildered, and we should be too. We've been lied to, and if nothing else I've talked about today shows Mario's disturbing, cruel nature, this moment, this willingness to smile in your face while doing something completely awful and selfish shows how evil he is. And you know what? There's more. Lots more. Besides torturing monkeys, besides destroying the homes of animals, beyond beating and killing dinosaurs, and beyond being a cruel, heartless brother, Mario's sins continue. So join me next week. Yes, next week, as we conclude our trial of gaming's biggest icon, exposing his fondness for women and murder. Have I convinced you yet? If not, there's still plenty more to go. In the meantime, it's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. Seriously though, have I convinced you? Well, click on one to vote. And before you do, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss next week's thrilling conclusion. And last time, Charmander won by 3% over Squirtle. Bulbasaur, sadly, didn't have a chance. Trial of Mario Jumpman Mario continues. Witness for the prosecution. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, where we, get this, theorize about games. Shocking, I know. But seriously, if this was The Matrix, by watching this show, you'd be choosing the red pill. And that would make me Lawrence Fishburne. But white. Anyway, racial insensitivity aside, as a lifelong Nintendo fan, no topic has gotten me more fired up than this one. The true nature of Mario. Trust me, it gives me no pleasure to tell you that Mario is an opportunistic animal abuser or cruel, unfeeling brother like I did in part 1 of this duology, but the truth has been hidden from us long enough. Electrocuting baby apes, trampling his brother's victories, these aren't necessary necessary for saving the Mushroom Kingdom. Instead, these are the moments that show his true personality, the one hidden behind his plastered-on smile and joyful Yahoo! And while last episode started the sin counter, we're far from through as we dig through Mario's betrayal of both the woman and country he's trying to save. By the end, we'll have a pretty strong and surprising diagnosis of what's going on inside the head of gaming's biggest mascot. So let's talk for a minute about Mario the Man-Whore. Sure, we all know that Princess Peach is Mario's main squeeze now, but it's easy to overlook his flings with other women. Take for instance Pauline. The girl stranded atop the girders in Donkey Kong may appear to have the same fashion sense as the Toadstool Princess, but one look at the promotional box art of our damsel in distress shows us that Pauline is a very different type of gal. Wearing tight, low-cut red dresses, Pauline is certainly a departure from the buttoned-up, kiss-on-the-cheek-prone Peach.
Oh, Mario.
And yes, while Pauline and Mario were in love long before Mario's adventures in the Mushroom Kingdom began, the feelings that drive a man to leap over anthropomorphic fireballs to rescue his ladylove die hard. Case in point, the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, where after years of absence, Pauline makes her grand return as Mario's quote-unquote special guest. For those of you unfamiliar with this more obscure series, Mario is debuting a new theme park based around his hit toy line, and his VIP guest at the ribbon cutting is Pauline. No signs of Peach anywhere. Now, as a committed man myself, I speak with authority when I say you do not invite another woman as your date to any sort of function ever, especially if she is a former girlfriend. Later, in Mini-Land Mayhem, she even gets her own toy modeled after her. There's no Peach toy. And speaking of old habits dying hard, when DK kidnaps her and Mario comes to the rescue, she refers to him as her hero. If there were any more red flags flying in this situation, I'd say that this was a communist conspiracy. Oh wait, and before you leave waves of comments about this being either before or after a Peach-Mario celebrity breakup, timelines agree that the MVDK series takes place around the same time as New Super Mario and Super Mario RPG, a point in time when Mario is very clearly committed to the Princess in Pink. And even if you don't believe in Mario timelines, Nintendo has gone on record saying that this DK is an ancestor to this one. So clearly some time has passed with these two maintaining a very close relationship. Sorry, Peach. Looks like Mario may be having his cake and eating it too. Aha! But let's not forget Mario's other girl, Daisy. But Daisy is Luigi's girl, I hear you thinking. That's right, I can hear your thoughts. Daisy may be Luigi's girl now, but everyone seems to forget her origin story. Princess of Sarasaland, she made her first appearance in Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. And yes, while the manual and promotional material may bill this as Mario saving just another princess out of the kindness of his heart, there's no denying what you see in the final scene of the game. "Oh, Daisy, Daisy," he cries out when seeing her. Now, I'm sorry, but that's not how a friend greets another friend. Names only get repeated in romantic settings. Need more proof? Boom! That heart tells you everything you need to know about what's going on here. And once again, timelines list this game as occurring right after this. So very clearly, this is still very much a thing. And wait, this also means that, once again, we see Luigi getting the shaft. Mario dates a woman, tosses her aside, still expects her to play golf with them, and Luigi is left with the sloppy seconds, the hand-me-downs. The girl apparently not good enough to stay in Mario's little harem, so if Mario's crimes against animals and family aren't good enough, it seems he's also an adulterous plumber who can't keep his plunger in his pants. And while crimes of the heart are indeed serious, his ultimate betrayal is against the very people he's trying to protect, the denizens of the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario is a murderer. This hero of the Mushroom Kingdom has killed hundreds, thousands of toads in his quest to save them from the evil clutches of Bowser. Look at the story from the original Super Mario Brothers. Quote, it's here somewhere. The kingdom was invaded by the Koopa, black magic, there we go. The quiet, peace-loving mushroom people, aka toads, were turned into mere stones, bricks, and even field horsehair plants, whatever that is, blah-de-blah-de-blah. The only one who can undo the magic is the Princess Toadstool. There you have it. Each and every brick you shatter is someone you were supposed to be saving. And the game takes it one step further, rewarding you for killing them, giving you points for each and every block you smash. Earning points for killing people? That's what happens when you play the anti-hero. Games like GTA, Overlord, Prototype, not Mario Brothers. And if the original games were bad, look at his behavior with a Mega Mushroom. Look at his utter lack of concern for anything in his way, knowing full well that each and everything in front of him is an actual resident of the kingdom. He even celebrates his massacre when he finishes. And while we're talking about his murderous tendencies, let's talk for a minute about Mario's preferred method of delivering death: crushing. While the game makes it seem all for fun, it's pretty disturbing when you think about it. In fact, to prove the point, let's get morbid for a second here while I tell you a story. In Southeast Asia, as recently as the late 19th century, a popular form of execution was by elephant. One variation involved elephants trained to crush each and every limb of a prisoner's body that wasn't vital, shattering the arms and legs, letting the victim slowly suffer as long as possible before finally releasing its full weight onto the victim's head and chest, crushing the bones, spraying brains and viscera everywhere. Now, did that make you uncomfortable? Make you cringe? Could you see yourself being repulsed by that sort of thing? Good! Because it's normal for someone to react that way. You know who doesn't? Mario. In fact, he relishes in it, yipping and yee-hawing as he leaps from one flattened corpse to the next. He has no sense of guilt, no sense of remorse. Police officers forced to kill in the line of duty have second thoughts. Soldiers forced to kill on the battlefields often suffer from PTSD. Bad guys or no, Mario should be feeling something, anything other than joy, knowing that he's ending the existence of so many living creatures. You know who else doesn't have any remorse for their crimes? The Joker, Hannibal Lecter, Mr. Hyde, Ted Bundy, Lumberjack Dexter. These are all men with antisocial personality disorder, actual psychopaths, and Mario fits right in. They're all men characterized by their inability to form attachments or have any real empathy for others, despite being charming and personable on the outside. They hold steady jobs, even have families, girlfriends, but can be impulsive and sexually promiscuous. They're manipulative. They learn to mimic emotions, despite their inability to feel them. They appear normal, happy in every sense, and yet they ruthlessly prey on everyone and everything around them, sacrificing their safety, having no remorse for their actions. Deep down, they're arrogant. And to bring it all the way back around to where these two videos first started, oftentimes the first sign of someone with antisocial personality disorder is their cruelty toward animals. Every single crime we've leveled against Mario across these two videos fits into this diagnosis. Animal cruelty, unloving brother, sexually deviant, remorseless murderer. I can definitively say Mario has antisocial personality disorder. Behind that plastered on smile, behind that perpetually happy Hitsame is a monster. A man who has proven himself to be a threat to everything and everyone around him. He is no hero. We just haven't stopped to question him until now. Who would have thunk it? Mario, the most successful, unidentified serial killer
ever. In the end though, if you think about it, it makes sense. There was only ever one piece of evidence we really needed to prove Mario's evil intentions. Damn you, blue shells. So, I bet you never knew that about Mario, but click here to hear some more things you probably didn't know about the guy and his games. I know I've been a little harsh on him over the last 2 videos, but hey, it's just a theory. A game theory. So I partnered with DYK Gaming to cut the guy some slack and really give him the credit he deserves. So hop on through the warp pipe to check out some more Mario MatPat action over there. At the very least, I need you to go defend my voice in the comments. Last time, let's just say, people were a little divided on what they heard.